anything sweeter than a love story that starts with the MC being absolutely hated by everyone? To scratch that itch, here are the top 10 romance anime where hated MC finds love. Number 10, Armed Girls Machiavellism.
それにしてもなんだな。昨日は仮面でわからなかったが、オタクなかなか可愛い顔してるじゃないか。これならキスもラッキーだったかもな。
Starting off our list is a series where chivalry doesn't stand a chance because this school allows weapons and 5 sword-wielding students rule over everyone. Aichi Symbiosis Academy was once an all-girls school, but everything became pure chaos when boys were suddenly allowed. Because of that, the girls took up arms and led the student council to bring some good old discipline. And guess who just happens to be a guy?
勘違いだって話せばわかる。
Although this series doesn't have a mind-blowing plot like Attack on Titan, it just gets that balance of having funny and cool moments. Also, most of the characters are pretty likable. Most of them. Anyway, if you're into being dominated by women or are just a hardcore feminist, this might be for you because the female characters here are just completely badass. With exciting fight scenes and some pretty decent animation, it takes the number 10 spot on this list. Number 9, Legend of the Condor Hero.
姑姑，我要永远陪着你。
过儿，
我们不是说好，不管是生是死，都要在一起的吗？
Now let's hop on that time machine and go back to the early 2000s for The Legend of the Condor Hero. I know most of you probably haven't heard of this series, but it has 26 episodes for a reason. You see, our boy Yoka was forced into martial arts by his uncle, but he eventually escapes and finds a woman in a forbidden tomb. He trains under her and his martial arts journey is spiced up a bit by romance.
我从小到大从来都不怕面临死亡，因为既然一生一世都要在古墓里。 早点死，晚点死又有什么差别？可是现在不一样了，我也很想出去看一看，这样能够跟你在一起。
I have to say that it has one of the most intense love stories out there in anime. You can really feel the depth of love between the two characters and again, strong woman. But it doesn't always stay serious too. There are a lot of fights that are just plain silly, which works because it doesn't make the series look like a tryhard. Best of all, it has 2 more seasons waiting just for you. Number 8, The World is Still Beautiful.
面白い冗談だ。だが女に乗られるのは趣味じゃないんだが。
抜かせガキの分際でおとなしく脱走してやろうと思ったがやっぱり収まりがつかなくってね。
Rock, paper, scissors may sound harmless, but you'll be surprised at just how much this simple game can change someone's life. Our girl, Nike Lemercier, the 4th and youngest princess of Rain Dukedom, is about to find out just how much her life will change with just a game. She has to travel to the Sun Kingdom to marry the Sun King, and even though she didn't want it at first, she's gonna change her mind sooner or later.
地上の次は天空を支配したい。そんなところか。
あれ？
ふざけんな！この世はお前のおもちゃじゃないんだクソガキ！
Of course, the MC here is hated because she is literally in the enemy country. The concept of this anime is pretty cool and unique, like most nowadays, which tend to be really redundant. The characters are really enjoyable to watch, and the world building is simple and nice. Not to mention, the art is pretty colorful, and nothing's ever really bland. Number 7, Lovely Complex.
甘いもん好きやねん。別にくれへんねやったらくれへんでもええけど。あ、俺チョコケーキがええ。
誰もあげるなんか言うてへん。
言うてみただけ。
Have you ever had a crush on that gigantic girl in your class? Well, you can probably relate to this then. This high school love story is anything but ideal when a tall girl and a small guy find themselves crushing on each other's crushes. But little did they know that they were the ones that were meant for each other in the first place.
おいしそう。
チョコケーキ。胃薬用意しとこ。
ちゃうで。作らんで。あんたのちゃうで。
はいはい。
This series just hits the spot. Every episode's enjoyable and leaves you wanting to watch the next one. The storyline isn't anything crazy or off the wall, but it's executed to near perfection and contains a lot of really good plot twists and turns. Although they fight a lot, and the character dynamics feel really fresh because both of them are really likable. The art style just screams shoujo, so shoujo fans will definitely love this one. Number 6, Glass Lip.
いやそのお前昨日ダビデと
昨日あ、もしかしてどうされたの？
された。何を？
What if you hold the power to hear the voices or see fragments of images from the future? I'd bet you'd use it to win the lottery. If only the characters were as smart as us. You see, Glass Lip centers on Toko, a carefree glass artist in training. She's always being bothered by these visions, but her entire life gets even more confusing when a mysterious transfer student named Kaikaru enters her world.
俺だよ。
あ、おきくらくん、あのね、私未来が見たいの。私も未来が見たいの。
First off, if you have brain rot of any kind, this might not be the one for you. You see, the plot is really challenging and you need a bit of an IQ to understand some of it, as it feels like Steins Gate. But at the same time, a lot of people expect it to be deeper than it actually is, but it sometimes can just be a pure slice of life series. Number 5, My Little Monster.
別に
嘘つくなよ。
嘘じゃないよ。
そうか？ならいいんだけどよ。
If you started beating up everyone while pretending to be an edgelord, I'd hate you too. Straight A student Shizuku's world gets flipped by Haru, a violent loner who declares them friends on the spot. Despite the rough edges, both struggle to understand relationships and navigate their new love story.
ごめん、弟が目覚まし壊しちゃって。
ダサい。
It's hard to find a romance comedy slice of life that really leaves a good impression, but My Little Monster does exactly that. It gives you some lovely complex vibes, but adds its own flavor into the mix as well. Even if it was released more than a decade ago, the animation and story are still pretty solid. Maybe you can even relate to this one if you and your crush fight a lot, if they even talk to you in the first place. So what are you waiting for? Give it a try. Number 4, bottom tier character Tomozaki.
本当に読んでないんですね。
あ、マイケルか。あでもそんな感じ。また来ていいかな。
もちろん。
This one's for the gamers out there, especially ones that haven't touched grass in a long time. High school nobody Fumiya secretly is a top online gamer. Gets a reality check when the coolest girl in class reveals she's also a pro gamer, like him, and is the second best at the game he's playing. Now, she offers to help him level up his real life skills, and it's gonna change my man's life.
自信を持つのは早いわよ。攻略ヒロインは別にいるんだから。決めたの？風花ちゃんをデートに誘うかどうか。
攻略って。
Without a doubt, bottom tier Tomozaki is the hidden gem of the past year. A lot of people dropped it, and you might be one of them, but those who kept watching know just how good it is, especially the character development. You can literally see the MC slowly change his appearance as the episodes go by, and it involves his personality too. He even stands up for himself at one point, and when have you ever seen a loner MC do that in season 1? Number 3, Haganai.
ゲームの世界でまで他人に気を使わなきゃいけないなんてどうかしてるわ。まったくだ。
お前らがいつ他人に気を使った？
あ
なんでもありません。
What would happen if a not-so-tough delinquent starts becoming friends with a girl who has an imaginary companion? Pure chaos! Hoping for a fresh start at a new school, Kuraka gets stuck with a delinquent label because of his looks. Stuck as a loner, his life takes a turn when he meets another loner, Yozora, who chats with her imaginary friend.
本なんて読んでる暇があったら勉強しろ、セモポヌメ。次のテストまでに学力200を目指してるんだから、サボってんじゃないわよ、クーズ。
だよな。
You already know crazy things are gonna happen when the two loners meet. It's like a nuclear explosion. It even came from the same studio as Orimio, so the character designs are similar too. Most of the comedy here comes from the members of the club they start, and it's downright hilarious. There's even fan service in it, so you degenerates have something to look forward to. Just give it a try, and you'll know what I mean. Number 2, Watamote.
やっぱさ、たった一人の相手に出会えてこそ、女は輝けるものなんだよな。
こいつ バカなのかな。
The characters in Haganai may have been loners, but Watamote's MC is their queen. You see, our girl Tomoko doesn't have one, not two, but 50 boyfriends. It's just that all of them are fake and were from dating sims. Because of her extensive knowledge of dating games, she thinks she's gonna be popular in high school, but we all know what happens when you go to high school and you're still a weeb. Watamote is not crazy deep like Welcome to NHK, but it does have its own charm and it's entertaining as hell. I also think that the art and animation quality is above average when compared to most anime, and that says a lot. The music just also makes the atmosphere a lot better, giving you those nostalgic high school vibes. Sure, she doesn't have any development up until the end, but at least she has a shot when it comes to romance, I think. Number 1, Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches.
こういうことだから私たちこういう関係なの
If you swapped bodies with the opposite gender, I already know what you're going to do just by looking into your eyes. Lucky for the girl in this series, our boy Ryu isn't as crazy as you. You see, he was a thug, and now that he wants to start a normal life in a new school, he just goes back to his old ways. But that was until he met the top student and his whole life turned upside down.
別にもう終わった
なんて俺が言うとでも思ったのか。二度とこんな真似するな。
If you want a romance anime where everyone just hates the MC, this is the one. Even if there's magic in this world, Ryu is hated more than that one neighbor who always plays loud music at 6 a.m. in the morning. The way the characters are designed here makes them kind of hard to forget, and the plot is quite good too. That's why, when we consider all of that, Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches is number 1 in our list of the top 10 romance anime where hated MC finds love.